you do when you have a wick here to the left hand side and the candle is coming down to this area? First of all, you need to identify that, okay, this is a support. Now, whenever you have a wick here to the left hand side, this wick, you need to see whether it's market structure on the smaller time frames or is it just a rejection wick on this current 30-minute time frame. Because the first thing you can see over here is that we had a wick that came down towards 162, 125 and we rejected this area. The same rejection happened over here, and now we don't know whether this candle will reject this area or not. So now we need to identify is what's happening on the smaller time frame to see if we have some sort of a market structure. Now, if we look here to the left hand side, we can see that this is market structure, which means we can bring the support down at this point. The only reason we can do this is because if we measure this wick, this is a 23 pip wick at this point. So even if price breaks below this low of the candle over here, you need to measure this range. This is an 18 pip range. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take a sell once we break below this wick for an 18 pip range? Or are you going to wait for price to break below this main support for a 17, 18, like around like a 20 to 23 pip range? So this is the decision you got to make. Now that's for sells. What are you going to do when we start to break above at this point? Let's say we start to break above this resistance here. Now you need to identify how much clean range you have to the left hand side. This is very, very important. The range we have, this is around 44, 45 pips. Now the decision is, are you going to aim for sells, which has a smaller range? Are you going to wait for buys, which has a healthy range? The decision is yours. I personally want to look for buys at this point. Get it? Good luck. I'll explain to you the concept of how to measure supports, the strength of supports, right? So we got one support there, we got another support right over here, we have another support right down over here. Now you're trying to see which support is going to be strong or which support where you can take a trade. By the way, this is something we explain in great detail in Market Fluidity University, but let's take a look at this, right? So one, if we break below this support, your range is 48 to 50 pips, right? This is your range. If we break below 25.16, the range is 35 pips. If we break below this area, the range is 50 pips. So in my eyes, if we break below 25.21, this is going to be a better trade because the range is 50 pips and you have clean candle here to the left hand side. But anything below this area, 25.16, one, the range is 30 pips. Two, you have a wick rejection right over here. Wick rejection here, rejections there, so a little bit more messy. And this one is much better. So I would say this is going to be your weak support, but this is a clean trade. This is a messy trade. I don't want to with that. Below this area, 25.12, amazing trade because you got a clean range. Get it? So understand price action, understand your zones, and see where you're going to execute. So we had a gold moving down. It's after London Open, and before gold moved down, you can see how we were consolidating right over here, right? We were consolidating, all these candles were closing above the support, and then we had one candle that closed within these wicks here to the left hand side. So when we closed within these wicks to the left hand side, this gave us an opportunity to take a sell, making the volume to continue price down. Now, let's do this here. Let's secure this first. Right here, let's secure this first. I accept. Come on, losing money. Losing funds. Hurry up. Okay, secure this. Okay, awesome. Let's drop down to a 15-minute time frame. And from here, you can see where the exact entry was, right? So as soon as this candle broke the low of the previous candle, considering this exhaustion, I think volume played a very big part in dropping price down. Volume time.